Well, Texas voters will decide if Republican Senator Ted Cruz will serve a third term or Congressman Colin Allred becomes the first Democrat to win a statewide race in 30 years.
Yeah, we have team coverage of both campaigns, starting with Teresa Woodard in Houston.
Hello from Houston. This is Senator Ted Cruz's hometown. This is where he will be watching election results come in all night long tonight. We will be with him. He will be at the Marriott Marquis Hotel right here in downtown Houston. Now, Senator Cruz spent his morning on Election Day making phone calls across the state to radio stations. He was doing interviews, trying to reach out to those last-minute voters who might be headed to the polls today. His campaign telling me they feel really good about where things stand. They like what they see with turnout. They also have felt a lot of energy at the rallies that he has been holding over the course of the last month or so on this Keep Texas, Texas bus tour he's been on. Just yesterday, he made stops in San Antonio and Denton, and he wrapped up his night in Harris County. Now, I have a couple of numbers I want you to think about as you are watching the election returns come in tonight. There are now 18.6 million registered voters in the state of Texas. That is 2.9 million more voters than the last time Ted Cruz was on the ballot back in 2018. Of course, he won that race, but he only won by 215,000 votes. So the big question is, what do all of those new voters mean to this race? Now, of course, 2024 is a different year. It's a different election, a different campaign, and he has a very different opponent. Covering the Congressman Colin Allred campaign is WFAA's Morgan Young. She's back home in Dallas. Let's go to Morgan now.
Well, hey, Teresa, we are at the Longhorn Ballroom in the Cedars neighborhood in Dallas. Colin Allred's election night watch party is scheduled to start here at 7. But earlier today, his campaign actually held its final event in Dallas County at the Democratic Party headquarters. That was a phone bank event, followed by some block walking, knocking on doors, really making that last pitch to Texas voters. And Congressman Allred thanked his volunteers, thanked his supporters, and really emphasized to him how important every single phone call they were making, every single person they were speaking to is, especially in a race as tight as this one. He was supported by Congressman Mark Vesey, who says that he would hate to lose Allred in the U.S. House, but says that he believes he would be a senator who supports, quote, common sense policy, and says he has a proven track record in reaching across the aisle, working well with Republicans, working well with independents. You know, this campaign has really been leaning into the polls that, again, are indicating how tight this race is. And Allred's been doubling down on his criticism of the way that things stand right now in Texas, specifically on the issue of abortion, blaming Texas's current abortion ban on his opponent, Senator Ted Cruz. He's also been very critical about what progress Senator Cruz has made during his time in the Senate. He claims Texas needs something else, and he believes he is that something. This campaign is really depending on new voters. We've been talking a lot about that. There are a lot of them, and they are hoping to get those votes. They are also depending on Texas voters who may not typically vote for a Democratic candidate. We have seen a lot of messaging in this campaign about Allred being a more moderate choice, and we are seeing that they are really hoping that those new voters again and those not so typical Democratic voters will lean his way this round. Of course, tonight will be the night that we see whether or not all of that effort has been effective. Back to you.